Welcome back to the Untouchaballs podcast. Caden and Leo here. Caden, how you doing today?
Doing good, Max. How about yourself?
No complaints here. We are ready to keep rolling with our college series. Talk about the SEC, Caden, where does it really mean more?
It just means more, baby.
All right. Let's lock and load then, doing our over-unders on win total predictions as well as our conference champion. Let's hop right into it.
Yeah, I think this might be the conference with maybe the most disagreement so far. I think it could be a little interesting because we differ on
Really?
a lot of these maybe quarterbacks and stuff in the conference, I think. And then also I think we could see for the first time in this a different conference champion. Because we both had ASU, both had Ohio State. We'll see what happens here, but we're going to start at the bottom like we usually do. And that is with the Mississippi State Bulldogs sitting at a 3.5 wins.
Yeah, Caden, this one's interesting because they do have a lot of new acquisitions over the summer, especially coaching-wise. You know, they got Phil Oldhope from CU. But 3.5 wins is a reason why this team's got that as their over-under. When you talk about a conference that's just so tough, you're talking about needing to get all your out-of-conference wins. Caden, and you want to run down the out-of-conference schedule?
Yeah, I could see them going 3-1 out of conference. You're going to play Southern Miss. You're going to lose to Arizona State. Then you're going to play Alcorn State in Northern Illinois.
Yeah, exactly. So then you're trying to find one more win in conference.
I don't see it.
You're not going to get
I don't see it.
That's the problem. That's really the problem is why it's at the 3.5. You're going to have to take the under with this team.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I really think they could be 3-1 going into conference play. I don't see them winning a single one of their conference games. Like, you never know with the Egg Bowl at the end of the year against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Like, that could be the game that decides it. Like, they could be 3-8 going into that final game and squeak it out. But even still with the Egg Bowl, no, give me the under here. They're the bottom feeder here in the SEC, and I don't think they can win a conference game this year. Now moving it up to 4.5 wins, we have the Kentucky Wildcats.
Caden, Kentucky's always been known as a basketball school. That's the unfortunate reality when you come out to Kentucky. Sorry, what was their over under one total?
4.5.
4.5.
Kentucky Wildcats.
Again, you look at their non-conference schedule, Caden, you're going to have to come in and take the under. When you look at who they're going to have to face in the conference, you're asking for 2 conference wins, basically. I don't think it's going to happen either.
It's interesting here because, they should start 2-1. You get to play 2 MAC schools in Toledo and Eastern Michigan. But you also have to play Ole Miss in between that. So probably a 2-1 start. Conference play is tough. Auburn could be interesting. But then late in the year, you get to play at home against Tennessee Tech for an out-of-conference game. That's 3. At Vanderbilt, you could possibly win. And at Louisville, you could possibly win. Even with that, I'm with you. I don't have a lot of faith in this Kentucky team. They were good with Will Levis a couple years ago, and we've seen steady decrease since then. I think it's going to kind of stay down there where, I'm with you, under 4.5 for the Wildcats. Now, though, the team we just mentioned in Vanderbilt, their win total is sitting at 5.5 for the season with Diego Pavia still riding shotgun.
I'm a big fan of Diego Pavia here, Caden. You were just knocking on saying Kentucky could potentially beat Vanderbilt. Look at their non-conference schedule here, Caden. Give us off the names.
Non-conference, they got Charleston Southern at home, at Virginia Tech, home against Georgia State, home against Utah State.
Those are probably 4 wins, Caden.
4, maybe only 3 at Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech. Yeah.
Enter Sandman playing.
True.
Diego Pavia starts shaking in his boots a little bit.
He doesn't shake in his boots, Caden.
I don't know.
That's
That
Diego
Enter
Pavia.
Sandman entrance is
All right.
probably the
Either
best.
way, I kind of like it. And like you said, you talk about teams like Kentucky. They got Mississippi State on their schedule, don't they?
They do not have Mississippi State on their schedule.
All right. Well, either way, Kentucky's a dub. I could see them, being better this year. I'm going to go with the over for the Commodores.
This one's tough because their conference, they have a really tough in-conference schedule where they have to play at Alabama, home against LSU, home against Missouri, at Texas, home against Auburn. I think that's the deciding game there because I am going to give them a win against Kentucky, but then you also have to play at Tennessee to end the year.
True.
So I think it could take another big upset like we saw last year over Alabama.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're due for an upset
for them to get over this because I have the 3.
totally
I think
agree.
they probably lose to Virginia Tech. 3-1. You got the 2 wins with the Auburn, Kentucky. That's 5. I don't think this team will be bowl eligible come season's end. I think they'll get 2 conference wins, but it won't be enough. 5 wins for the Commodores. I'm going to take the under.
Boo.
As much as that's tough because I do like Diego Pavia as well, just I don't see them getting another one of those kind of big upsets like we saw last year against Bama. Now we're moving up another tier to the 6.5 win totals, starting off with the Florida Gators.
Okay, this seems interesting because they were not very good at all a year ago in certain aspects. And
they ended the year strong, though.
They ended the year strong, but you're asking them to make such a big jump that I just don't see is reasonable within this conference. Give me the under.
See, I like Florida. I really like DJ Lagway as a quarterback. I don't know if it'll be this year or next year, but in the next 2 years, we're going to see him contending for a Heisman, I believe. He's got that type of talent. And then this one's tough, though, because they have one of the toughest schedules in the SEC, and there's a reason why their win total is only at 6.5. But you get LIU, you get South Florida, that's 2 wins. At LSU, that is a very interesting game. I don't know.
That'd be a good game.
That should be a really good game. At Miami, I like Florida in that match. I don't like Carson Beck. I think it's that simple, really. You get Texas at home. I'm still probably taking Texas in that, but Texas A&M, I think, is a win. Mississippi State, Kentucky, Florida State. That's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 right there. And I really am a big fan of DJ Lagway. I think they could maybe pull out a game at home against Georgia. Probably not, but at Ole Miss I could see happening. Home against Tennessee could be interesting. So, yeah, give me that over for the Florida Gators here riding the DJ Lagway hype train.
Yeah, they're not winning any of those games.
Not winning any of those games?
Those big ones you named?
Yeah.
Yeah, not happening. Keep continuing.
But you think Vanderbilt will?
Continue on. Oh, yeah, Vandy's going to get one upset in there for sure.
Okay, how do we make this interesting?
What do you mean?
It's going to be on the pod. I don't think Vandy's going to get a big upset.
All right.
You don't think Florida's going to get one of these upsets. $10 right here. You and me, $10.
Caden, we're not 21 years old.
You and me, 10 imaginary fluff dollars.
We could do,
10 marshmallows, 10 schmeckles.
We could do 10 schmeckles. 10 schmeckles?
We're going to bet 10 schmeckles. I'm on the side that Florida will get one.
But we're not betting anything.
No.
Can you stop using that term?
My bad. I don't know another term, but we're
not doing
We're coming to an agreement.
We're not coming to any
We're coming to an agreement.
We're not doing anything on camera.
Yes, we are. For 10 schmeckles.
10 imaginary schmeckles.
10 imaginary schmeckles that Florida will get one.
For bragging rights.
Yeah, for bragging rights.
For
Florida
schmeckles.
will get one. Vandy won't. You're the side. Vandy will. Florida won't. If they both do or both don't, it's a wash.
Shh.
Okay.
Buddy. Please.
Now, moving on to the next team at 6.5 wins is the Oklahoma Sooners. What do you think about them this year?
10.5 wins?
6.5 wins, Max.
Caden, I'm also not a fan of this Oklahoma Sooners team. They lost a bunch of O-line pieces last year, but that was for a reason, right? They're coming in, they're regrouping, they're trying to get better, Caden, and I think they actually did, with the signees, they got a lot of nice new faces coming in. I do see realistically a scenario where they're right around that 6 to 7 win total, and considering that I do have a lot of the unders hidden already, I think someone's got to win some games in this conference. Give me the Oklahoma over.
Yeah, you didn't even mention their biggest move of the offseason. They got John Mateer from Washington State. He's their new quarterback. Like, that's a
It's a big move.
That's a big upgrade from Jackson Arnold from last season. Jackson Arnold was not good at all. And now you're getting someone like John Mateer, who's been great for Washington State over these last couple of years. I think that's big for them. And you get to play Illinois State. I could see them beating Michigan at home. I could see them beating Temple, Auburn, Kent State.
Yeah, I'm going to say those are all dubs, I think.
Missouri at home. Ooh, I like that, maybe. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have them at 6 and 6. And then you always got the Red River.
They're at 6.5.
Yeah, then you always got the Red River rivalry. I like Texas, though. I think South Carolina at home is better. They can maybe beat Ole Miss at home.
That's what I'm saying. They're good to squeak out another one within there that you may not be expecting.
I'm with you. It's just, I think a lot of these teams are just better.
Yeah, that's what I said. They're on 6-7.
No, they're right there on 6-7. I'm gonna go with the 6. I'm gonna go the under on the Sooners, even though I love John Mateer coming in at quarterback. I just don't think they're up there with some of these top teams. I think they're not as complete of a roster as even some of the other teams we mentioned. Now, for the next team we do have is the South Carolina Gamecocks coming in at 7.5 wins, Max.
Big fan of the Gamecocks, Caden. I think they made a lot of nice moves. You know, they've produced some consistent talent over the years. They've also obviously lost some good guys this past season. But I think they're replaced. I think they're going to be, pretty formidable this year. Give me the over.
Yeah, easily give me the over here. Looking at their schedule, 9, maybe 10 wins for the Gamecocks this year. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to see a good jump out of Lenore Sellers this year, who's already awesome last year. You still got some insane players on that D-line out there wreaking havoc. And, I see them starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0 before a first loss to LSU, beating Oklahoma, probably losing to Bama. Then I could see them winning their last 4 games, maybe losing to Clemson at the end of the year, maybe at Ole Miss. But other than that, I think you win those other games. This is, the easiest so far. This is my easiest pick.
Yeah.
I think South Carolina will be competing for being in contention to play in the SEC championship game come season's end. I think they're one of the top teams in the conference.
I agree.
And for their win total only sitting at 7.5, easy, give me that, hammer that over.
I agree.
100%.
I agree.
Now it's also sitting at 7.5, the Auburn Tigers.
Caden, I'm not as high as Auburn as you have sounded like. I don't know. But I'm going to take the under easy on this one, no questions asked.
I'm not a big fan of Auburn. I don't know why you would think I would.
I don't know. You kind of seem like you were a big Auburn guy today.
Not a big Auburn guy, but schedule. Obviously they play Bama. They have to play Missouri, Georgia, at A&M, at Oklahoma.
Lost.
And I don't like what's going on with the quarterback room. They're not a fan of any of the quarterbacks that we could see play for them this year. I mean, you're relying on a transfer from App State, who, he was good at App State, but nothing crazy. I just don't see that happening, so I'm agreeing with you here. Under 7.5 for Auburn. What about the Texas A&M Aggies, though, still at 7.5?
Aggies lost some talent as well, of course, but this is a team that I'm also, I think will be right around that 7-8 win total, Caden. I'm going to, again, go with my gut feeling, and that is that A&M actually takes a step back this season, a little bit of a regress. I see them hitting the under at 7.
Yeah, this is close. I do like Marcel Reed at quarterback. I think he's very good. We saw him have some big moments last year, try to do, look good. Now you get another year with him. You still got a really good defense. It's just, I don't know. I don't think this is one of the top teams in the conference.
I think at the end of the day, that's the reason.
I think week in, week out, they'll be a tough matchup, but I don't think they'll be squeaking out maybe a close win to LSU or South Carolina,
Correct.
Texas.
I think this is a bowl team.
Yeah, it's a bowl team. 6-7 wins. I'm going with you right here again. I'm going to take the under. I just don't see them beating a Texas and LSU. I have them even losing to Florida, Notre Dame. I think those are probably all losses. You could throw in a couple others. I'm with you, under 7.5. Now, still riding that 7.5, the Missouri Tigers.
Caden, again, I'm not super high on Missouri this year. Give me the under.
That's it?
That's it.
You just don't like Missouri?
I just don't like Missouri.
I mean, they're interesting because I think they probably start 3-0 this year. You still got Brady Cook at quarterback. Hopefully he's healthy this year. That really deterred their season last year. Really
so dinged up. That team was so atrocious, and they just always underperformed. Anytime that expectations are a big moment, just underperformed. I don't like that juju at all. And when you're bringing around that same bad juju the next year, just meant for bad juju. I don't know.
6, 7. That's 8 wins I have from Missouri, Max.
That's fine.
Because I see them getting Arkansas, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Auburn.
Oh, see, that's the difference because
UMass.
You don't like Vanderbilt.
UMass, the Raging Cajuns, Kansas, and Central Arkansas. I think that's an 8-win team right there. I think Brady Cook's going to be healthy this year, be able to really helm that offense, take a good step forward and look good. So, yeah, give me that over for the Missouri Tigers.
There you go.
And then now moving on to the 8.5 win totals for this conference. We start with the Ole Miss Rebels.
Oh, Caden, this one's going to hurt me because I'm super on the fence about Ole Miss. I think they have so much potential. But when you lose a quarterback to the NFL like Jackson Dart, that is so hard to replace and come in and still have that same cohesion and leadership. Regardless of who you're bringing in to replace Caden, you know what I'm saying? Regardless, you still have to come and figure that out. And I just don't know if this is the conference for figuring it out and try to put it all together. And when we talk about 8.5 wins being so high, considering the amount of competition, I'm going to have to look over the schedule first before I can give you a full.
Yeah, okay, so we'll do a quick rundown. At home against Georgia State, at Kentucky, home Arkansas, home Tulane, which that should be an awesome game.
Yeah, I see probably winning 3 out of 4 of those.
Home LSU, home Washington State,
winning that.
At Georgia, at Oklahoma, home against South Carolina, home against Citadel, home against Florida, at Mississippi State.
I got 6 wins.
You only have 6?
6 to 8.
I think I have them right around 7 wins.
It's giving me the under.
Going through, so I think this is an under. Yeah, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on their quarterback's name right now, but he's only going into his second year of college, barely played last year, obviously, because you had Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I came in garbage time.
And when Dart was hurt during some time, it's just, he showed flashes last year, so I don't know if he's going to be able to do enough to helm such like a heavy air raid type of offense where you're launching it down the field. I just don't know if he's going to be able to do that. I think 6-7 wins is right around where this Ole Miss team's going to end up come season's end. So give me the under. Now, the Tennessee Volunteers at 8.5.
Caden, this Volunteers team has been, on the rise the last couple of years. They've been making a lot of noise, and I think they're going to continue to be, a solid team. Obviously, they lost their quarterback and had that whole fiasco in the offseason, but I think they're going to be getting right, and they're going to continue to, rely on smash mouth football, running the ball. They lost, of course, Dylan Sampson in the draft as well. But I think they're going to come back and find the pieces, and we got good coaching in place that's going to replicate itself,
Yeah, I have them at 9 wins. I think going through this schedule, they get not the toughest of in-conference schedule. Like, I do see them losing their toughest games against Alabama and Georgia.
That's fair.
But I think the rest of their in-conference schedule, they could win and probably will be favored in every game this year except probably the Georgia and Alabama game. And just, they're a good program. Billy Heupel's a great coach out there. Like, they're just a very good program. And now, Tennessee's just good. I know you lose Nico Iamaleava, but it's still a very good, well-rounded roster. Like you said, they're going to keep going and pounding the rock. Give me the over for Tennessee. Now the next 8.5 win team is the LSU Tigers.
The Tigers. Caden, I don't know. This seems weird because we don't know what kind of team we're going to get from Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
And Garrett Nussmeier coming back. I will say this. I do like Garrett Nussmeier probably a lot more than you do.
Oh, wow. I was going to say I liked him more than you do.
No, I'm a big believer in Garrett. I think
he will be in Heisman conversation
correct.
this year.
I think he's going to have a really good season. I think, him getting time to bounce back and having another year in that system really, favors LSU when you talk about the quarterback matchup compared to a lot of these different teams. And when you have a good quarterback and you have a stable coach, I think that combination always gets you more wins than even people expect. I think they're going to be able to pull out some cool games. Some good ones on the road. Give me a dub. I'm on the over for LSU.
100% on the over here for LSU. I think they'll be in that South Carolina tier of competing or to try to get into the SEC championship game. They'll be right there.
I agree.
I think they're going to be a 9 at worst, 10, probably around a 10-win team. I really like Garrett Nussmeier. I mean, it's a big prove-it year for Brian Kelly as well down there in Baton Rouge as well. So, yeah, give me that LSU over. They're going to do some big things this year. Now getting up to the 9.5 win totals for these last 3 teams. Starting it off with the Alabama Crimson Tide.
The Tide. Caden, the Tide have been all out on recruiting. Even without Nick Saban, they've still been able to draw in that same talent. And I think coming back, second year without Saban, things are settled. They have their identity now. They figured out what worked, what didn't. I expect Alabama to come out and have another big year and return back to, what has been a dominant powerhouse in Alabama football and, hit their overall win total.
Yeah, I mean, you get another year out of Kalen DeBoer as the head coach. He's building a culture there now. And then, Ty Simpson, we haven't seen him play at Alabama yet, but he's preseason one of the top 10 in Heisman odds. Like, he's someone a lot of people are expecting to have a big year. I think he looks like he's going to be probably pretty good for this Crimson Tide team. You still have a lot of playmakers on the outside. Obviously, you're going to have a great O-line, good run game, one of the best defenses in the nation. I think they're going to be more of just a complete team than they were last year, where there was just some inconsistencies from week in, week out. I think this team's going to be more steady throughout the year. They're going to show up in some of these bigger games, be able to beat a Tennessee, be able to beat an LSU, South Carolina. Like, they're going to probably win, in my eyes, 2 of those 3 games. Don't know exactly which ones. They're going to do enough. They're going to get that over. Probably sitting right around 10, maybe even 11 wins come season's end. Now, the Georgia Bulldogs and Kirby Smart also at 9.5.
Kirby Smart is the epitome of what you want as a coach, right? And I am such a big Kirby Smart fan. I hate Georgia,
but Kirby Smart's awesome.
Kirby Smart's
awesome.
So with that being said, give me the over.
Just with that being said, I mean, Georgia's great. They're going to be one of the best teams this year. I think we saw some good flashes out of Gunnar Stockton last year after Carson Beck did go down with that injury. Like, he showed he can command the offense. I mean, we didn't see it great in the playoffs. He didn't show up great there. Playoffs, but no, I know. Just kind of kidding. But Gunnar Stockton looks like he's pretty good. You still have a lot of good returning players, like you said. One of the best coaches, if not the best coach in college football, and Kirby Smart running the helm. This Georgia team, over 9.5, I believe. That's 2. That's close, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's close. 8, 9, at least 10 wins. And without a couple that I could easily see them winning. So, just like you, give me the over on the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, the final team, the preseason poll number 1 in the AP rankings. Arch Manning at the helm, your Texas Longhorns sitting at 9.5.
Arch Manning himself, Caden. I don't know if outside of Deion Sanders, Colorado Buffaloes, if there's going to be a more watched team in college football this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be very intriguing and very exciting to see, what Arch Manning does in his full year as the starter. And personally, I've always been a fan of the Mannings, Caden. You know that.
Yep.
I'm excited to see. And damn, these Texas Longhorns. I really thought they were going to do it last year, Caden. But I think this year they're going to be, really formidable, really good. And, of course, they're going to hit the over on that win total.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this Texas team. I'm kind of surprised they were ranked number 1 preseason poll. I don't know if they're that good. Maybe it's just because I always know they're going to lose games they shouldn't.
Of course. That's the Texas way.
But, I mean, I think the biggest test is going to be week 1 to really kind of see what this team is. Week 1, 10 a.m. or Fox noon kickoff at the Shoe against Ohio State. That's going to be such an electric game.
Come on, Cade. College football just around the corner. Dude.
From this upcoming Saturday, we're 2 weeks away from week 0.
Come on, Cade.
And then, you're going to that's 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for sure. 2 maybes in there. This is one of the best teams in the country. You still have Steve Sarkisian, also one of the best coaches in college football. They've been going crazy ever since Sark came in recruiting. They've been the top recruiting class over the last couple years. Last year, I don't think they were number 1, but in the top 3.
Yep.
They
got dollars to spend, Kid.
They've got dollars to spend, and Sark's going in and doing it well. So give me that Texas over. But now it's where it gets a little interesting. Who do you have winning the SEC, and who's losing that conference championship?
Caden, this is going to be a very interesting conference championship because I could see Texas, LSU, South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama.
I also could see all 5
realistically in this championship
Yes.
game. But I think when it comes down to it, you got to look at the quarterback position. I really like Garrett Nussmeier. I really like Arch Manning. And I do think that, Georgia, with Stockton coming back, is going to be, good enough. But I just don't know if he's on the same level as those two.
Lenore Sellers, South Carolina.
Of course. He's up there as well. So when you look at that, I just have a feeling the way it's going to shape out, we're going to get an LSU versus Texas championship game.
And who's the victor of LSU Texas?
Well, Caden, as much as I hate to say it, I do think the Texas Longhorns come out with the W in the championship.
Okay. I think that would be an awesome game if we saw Texas, LSU. The thing is, I think we're going to see a repeat from last year's SEC championship game. It's going to be Texas, Georgia. And because Kirby Smart has Steve Sarkisian's number, Texas is going to choke on the biggest stage once again and lose to Georgia in the SEC championship game, and Georgia's going to probably get the 1 seed in the playoff.
That's very fair. Caden. I was very close to, saying Georgia as well, but I just have a feeling that LSU is going to find a way. I don't know.
It's very possible.
We're going to have to see.
If I wasn't saying Texas in there, it might have been a Georgia LSU. Like, that's right there. It's just I think Texas can do enough. They probably end the year 11-1 if they can win some of those two iffy games. They'll play there against either an 11-1, 12-0 Georgia team and come in and do Texas things and choke in the championship game.
For certain, but either way, make sure you guys stay tuned for next week to see our final. Is it our final?
It'll be our final conference win total over-under before we do our college football stock market episode the week of week 0, as we're really starting to get into college football action.
Most definitely. So we appreciate you. We thank you all for listening. We'll see you all next time.